Good morning. Barrister and Mann is the theme of today's lather games. They were I believe it's specifically the most popular or most popular soap on the sub on Reddit, and so we have Diamond here this morning. Excuse me. It's my absolute all-time favorite Barrister and Mann scent, and that is saying a lot. I like several of their scents, including Hallows, and so I'm going to bring that in as a splash after the shave. I'm curious how the soap and the splash are going to react, but the Diamond is not a super strong soap when you have it in lather form, and so it should give way to the Hallows just fine. I have put this blade in my razor. This is a Personna brand Vikings blade. Vikings sword. Vikings blade is that horrible company that marks up razors. They take cheap Biley razors and just mark them up with fancy packaging and charge you 4 times as much. I hate that. So we showed you the Diamond. Here's how it looks. It's got this awesome scent of caramel and a little bit of beer and wood and dirt and grass, and it's just all up in there, and it's of course trying to take you back to a baseball game and being at a good game and that sort of thing. The blade is inside this, one of my favorite razors. This is the 16 UK Gillette Aristocrat number 16, and it's a terrific, comfortable, usable piece of jewelry. It's gorgeous. It's got a solid bottom. It's got the flat base plate. It doesn't have the diamond base plate, and so that helps you to know it's the 16. And it's got that Viking sword blade in it. The brush we're going to use today has been soaking just a few minutes, and this is a golden nib knot. This is a Silvertip from Golden Nib. This is a premium grade in a DS Cosmetics handle, and I really like this brush. It's one of my favorites. Just airy, cloud soft, not tons of backbone. That's my preference. All right, so let us get it wet again. I've already thrown some water on my face to get rid of a lot of the water in the brush. And then we'll do a 30-second load, and 50 rolls around right there, so we'll go to 20 on the next minute. This is the Glissant base. Diamond, I'm very glad to say, was released in the new Excelsior base for a limited run in 2019, this year. I don't think I'm going to pick up any because I've got a backup of this in the Glissant, and I really like the Glissant a lot. I don't think I like the Excelsior that much better enough to buy another tub. Maybe try to sell my Glissant, but I don't know. We'll see, but I probably won't. Excelsior is really nice, but I don't need all that post-shave stuff that is in it. All right, so we can go ahead and start mixing up lather. I've got my Roger Quintero lather bowl here. It's his design on the computer. Let me tilt you down just a hair, give you a better look at the lather. The computer files necessary to print this up on a 3D printer are in the description of the video in case you have access to a printer. It's a large bowl, as I've got big hands, and this bowl is even bigger, about I think 5 1/4 diameter. So very few lather bowls in the production system at least are this big, and I kind of think it's a travesty. I can feel how this brush is just not as backbony as so many others that are out there that I've tried. Oh yeah, I can smell that. That's nice. The dirt, the grass, the caramel. All right, so let's take my syringe here and start adding water. I should have checked my notes to see how much I've used in the past for Glissant, but I forgot. I always forget. so we've got 2 teaspoons of water in here. Let us feel. Oh yeah, there's that. There's that feel. Very nice. I think we'll go with that. I can always add more water if I need to. And if you're like me and you have oily skin, sometimes it's good to kind of wipe a little of the lather on your face and kind of get started breaking up the oils. All right, I think the lather's ready to go. So a little bit more water on my face. Not much, just a little bit. All right. Man, I just love the feel of this guy. I mean, when you look at it, if I show you the tips, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of density, but it doesn't feel like it's just flopping around. You know, it just feels, you feel the softness. When I switch directions, it's, the backbone's not too strong to where it wants to shove me around, yet it's keeping those nice soft tips available and on my skin where I can feel them. I could stop now, but one of the things to do in the first pass is to let that lather kind of sit on your face for a little bit. Soften up those hairs. This feels a little pasty, so you know what I want to do? Just gonna add some water to my brush. Yeah, there we go, that's better. It switched from feeling pasty to creamy. Brush moving really smoothly across the skin now because I creamed it up some. Very nice. So now we've got 2.5 teaspoons of water. And so therefore I'm going to add a little bit more to the bowl, and I'll mix it up before the second pass. All right, 16, it's of course it's a solid bar. The 15, some of the 15s are open combs. It's kind of mid-range. It's not super smooth, but it's not aggressive. Just kind of a nice balance. This blade kind of makes it feel more aggressive than I remember it being. And that's kind of cool. I like the fact that a blade can help you to fine-tune your razor. You can get one that maybe makes it feel a little bit more aggressive if that's what you like. Maybe get a closer cut. You might be able to find some that smooth the razor out. All right, we're good. Oh, that smell. Ah, it's so good. The dirt, the grass, caramel, those are the strong notes to me. All right. So now let's mix that extra bit of water I added back in. And man, I had such a creamy, luxurious rinse just now. It just goes to show you, you don't need to leave these old bases behind. Excelsior's nice and stuff, but honestly, after that first rinse, after that first feel of the shave, I don't need to get Diamond and Excelsior. This is just tremendous. Let me show you the the lather here. Got plenty for the rest of the shave. It's probably not gonna, yeah, it doesn't have too long peaks. And I think this is where, and this is a nice base to where I could push it farther regarding hydration if I wanted to. Hey there, there's something wrong with my phone. It's cutting out the video after a little while. So I don't know, I have to get it figured out. So you kind of missed me shaving that second pass, and I didn't see it quit. I'll try to keep a better eye out. But I had excellent glide with the razor. The closeness was nice. You definitely feel the blade with this razor, and so it's kind of that blend because it's still being efficient, but it's still comfortable enough. I just did a partial rinse so I get the hair out of my goatee here. All right, so we'll load up the brush for the third pass. Still feels a little pasty, so I didn't quite add enough water into the bowl, I guess. Man, I like this brush. And see, the problem is I don't know what you've heard, and so I was talking about how I'm evaluating like some finest knots and some knots with a little bit more backbone, Manchurian. I just recently got in the super high density from Maggards. It's a new knot that has a lot of promise to it, but it's got more backbone. But man, I love this one. If I had to choose right now and just ditch everything, I'd probably choose this brush and keep it and ditch all the other rest of them. It's really true. All right, third pass. And this is very comfortable. I do feel the blade edge in most cases, but it's very consistent. It's holding the blade pretty close to the edge. And there we go. Now, just for grins, I am going to put a little bit of lather right there, and then do my pass coming up in this direction. And this really helps me to get that trouble spot right there. And there we go. That spot, the hairs just kind of lay down, aren't nice at all, hard to cut. And yet, excellent cut. I just see just the tips. I don't see any length or anything like that. So I'm a happy camper as far as the closeness and the comfort of this shave. And that's something I really enjoy about the Aristocrats from England. Other blades. All right. There we go. I got a great shave. So the Viking sword, it did do better with some other razors, I think, but it was just fine today. A little bit more blade feel than usual from this razor, as I recall. And so we're going to wrap up the diamond. Don't really smell it too much right now, so it does fade pretty well after the shave. But I did get to enjoy it during the shave. And so I think the strength is probably about a 5, somewhere around there. All right, let's throw some Hallows on and see if it probably won't mess with the diamond. We'll shake it up because Barrister and Mann does put some cool stuff in there. splashes to help your skin and that kind of thing. Not just alcohol and fragrance. Some stinging, not surprising since this had a little bit more blade feel. This is a little on the brown side, the splash itself. Probably looks like it brought up a little bit of irritation, but that's sometimes the way my skin works. Oh, it smells good. Man, that's a good scent. All right, well, how much for that 30-second load in the Glissant? I have another 3 passes, 2 passes at least. So I could lower that amount if I wanted to. That's cool, good to know. How much water did I put in? I probably needed to put in 4 teaspoons of water. So there's that. We're good. I think we're good. I love shaving with diamond, and today the rinses were just so slick and creamy, felt so good. There's no reason for me to move on to Excelsior. You know, I mean, the new bases are great, and if I had a Barrister and Mann soap that I wanted to try out that was new, then I wouldn't have a problem getting it in Excelsior, you know, but I'm probably like the Glissant, just a little better than Excelsior, and some people are like that, okay? I think I like the Reserve the best, then Glissant, then Excelsior. And everybody's got their own opinion, because you know why, just like I said earlier, hopefully you got that part. There's not really good or bad. They're all tools. And so the Glissant is a tool, and the Reserve is a tool, and the Excelsior, same way. And so what I may be looking for in a soap is, if Glissant happens to match more, I'm going to like it more. Doesn't mean it's better, just mean it suits what I'm looking for. All right. So happy to throw in another use. This was a pretty young blade. I think maybe just the 3rd use of this particular blade. And I'm looking forward to using it more. It performs so well on some of my other razors that I went out. It was a little hard to find. And so I went out and actually bought several tucks online. That's how good it was in the others. And it was just fine today. It just wasn't as excellent as before. We're in good shape, excellent shave. The irritation and the stinging and stuff is definitely gone, and skin feels great, shave looks good, happy all the way around. So celebrating Barrister and Mann today. He's active on the sub, he's popular, so many people love his stuff, and for good reason. It performs really well, and it can last a couple of months, and so even at like an $18 price point, that's not too much money for daily shaves, for just a really top-notch provider, and especially if you latch on to some of the scents of his that he's created that lock into what you enjoy, that are just some of your favorites, because he's done it with a lot of intelligence and a lot of sophistication, and so odds are you'll be able to find something good and then just really be able to enjoy it. So there we go. So maybe a 20-second load next time. Don't need to use up quite as much soap, but we'll see. All right, now we'll see if I remember, right? All right, well, you take care. You have a good day. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Bye.